Hello everyone, welcome to this video session on the concept bibliography. This is the concept prescribed in Compulsory Foundation Course in English, the English language paper of 4th semester BCA, BSc, BA, BCom, BSW in Mangalore University. So in this session, we are going to deal with the concept bibliography. I welcome you all to today's session. Yeah, what is bibliography? So the word bibliography is a combination of biblio and graphy. The root word for, or etymologically, the word is related to Greek words biblio and graphos. Biblio means books, graphos means something written down. From these we can infer the meaning of the word bibliography as writing down or something written down is there here, right? Writing down the list of books. So there is a standard format for writing down this list of book that is acknowledged or approved internationally. That is the MLA Handbook by the Modern Language Association of America. It establishes a system of documenting sources in scholarly writing or academic writing. Similar to MLA or a Modern Language Association, we have another style of documenting, that is APA style, that is American Psychological Association. So for our 4th semester BA, BCom, BSc syllabus, in all these we are following MLA style of documenting sources under bibliography. Yeah, let's come to the word or explanation of bibliography. Bibliography is a list of sources we refer to when we are writing a scholarly article or paper. Whatever you write, you don't always depend on your own ideas. It is always better to make intertextuality. That means referring to other books, referring to others' ideas and terms. When you use those words, others' ideas and terms in your writing, you need to acknowledge the source. You need to say that the one you refer to in your writing belong to so and so. The act of acknowledging that involves writing a list of bibliography after a work citation, a citation that we follow for a work. Nothing to worry. So what are the sources that we know? For example, you see books, articles, web sources, variety of things that you refer to. But in all these cases, you need to acknowledge it. A question comes up in your mind: why do we have to acknowledge it? Even if we don't do that, what happens? Yeah, dear students, you may know a concept, plagiarism. Plagiarism is in simple, we can define it as a literary theft. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೃತಿ ಚೌರ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಪದಗಳನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಐಡಿಯಾಗಳನ್ನು, ಬರಹಗಳನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮದು ಎಂದು ನಾವು ಬರೆಯುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆಯನ್ನು ಪ್ಲೇಜಿಯರಿಸಮ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಪಿಯಿಂಗ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ acknowledging the source. Copying somebody's ideas without acknowledging the source. Plagiarism is actually, though not a very legal offense, but it is a moral, a breach of moral ethic. ನಮಗೊಂದು ನೈತಿಕತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಮುರಿದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಪ್ಲೇಜಿಯರಿಸಮನ್ನು ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ we also one or the other time underwent plagiarism. The reason is, somewhere while doing some assignment or some writing something, we refer to some sources, but we write down the things as it is. ಅದರಿಂದ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ ವಿಚಾರ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬುಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ ವಿಚಾರ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಬರೆದು ಬಿಡ್ತೇವೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಪ್ಲೇಜಾರಿಸಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ತಪ್ಪು ಅಂತ. ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಬರೆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ನಮ್ಮದು ಎಂದು ಆ ಐಡಿಯಾವನ್ನು ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡ ಹಾಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಆಥರಿನ ಏನು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಹಾಗೆ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಗ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಪ್ಲೇಜಾರಿಸಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಉದ್ಭವ ಆಗುವುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಂಶ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ನೀವು ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಇದು ಇಂತಹ ಆಥರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಪಡೆದಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಗಿವ್ ದ acknowledgement to that actually adds something, some weightage to your writing. Why? Because you're making an intertextuality. You're showing the readers or people that you have referred many other books, and you have borrowed ideas from many other thinkers, which means what you are saying in your writing is similar to that of the other expert thinkers' ideas. That means you demonstrate the readers that many other writers have already written or have already thought of it, and that means you are doing something special there, another, right? So I hope you understood the reason we need to acknowledge. So for two reasons we need to acknowledge the source. One is not to become a victim under plagiarism. Second is again, in order to show that you are referring to other books or intertextuality. So anyhow, a list of source we refer to when we write a scholarly writing is or paper is actually bibliography. It includes all these sources. So in simple, therefore, a bibliography lists all the references used to create a piece of writing. Whatever you refer, you bring them under a very systematic order of presentation. Maybe, of course, following some alphabetical order and following different steps. So we have several steps to write it. So even while answering the question in the exam too, you follow certain steps at different steps to answer the question on bibliography. We will see that later what are the steps, because the first step is to identify the author and write down the author. Like that, you have many steps. So anyhow, and another important aspect you need to take care of while writing bibliography is that you have to be careful while using the punctuation. Punctuation includes three here: a period or full stop usage, colon usage, two dots are colon, and a comma. Along with this, capital letter usage is also very important. Where to use caps, capital letter, to which word we should use, idellavana we have to observe. So therefore, as we go through the slide, please observe the way punctuation is used along with the entries that we make. Thank you. So we'll go ahead to next slide. See, the order should be as follows. What order you follow? The order details anna niಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. How do you make the or write the bibliography andre, the order should be as follows. This is according to MLA 7th edition. We have the latest one, 8th edition and 9th editions are in the market, but you are prescribed. We are going to give you only 7th edition order here. So look at the first one, the author's name. That is the first element. First step is to use, refer to author's name and writing it down. How do you write it? Author's name should be reversed. First name and second name should be reversed. Say if the name is Shivarama Karanth, for example, it should become Karanth, Shivarama, full stop. So followed by a full stop. At the end you have here full stop athwa period anta ide. So it should be followed by a full stop. Okay. Then the second thing you see, title of the book. What do you do? Title of the book. So that should be underlined and followed by a full stop. Second step is to identify the title of the book and writing it down with underlining it and followed by a full stop. I would like to attract your attention to one point here. While making the soft copy, whenever you type it down, italicizing is the standard format followed for writing the title of the book. But in exam, when you are writing title of a book in exam, how do you italicize? You cannot write like this by moving your hand, right? Italicizing is not possible. Therefore, underlining is the format. So earlier editions of MLA, of course, prescribed underlining the title, right? So therefore, underlining is included in your syllabus for writing the title of the book. And then come to the publication details. You see, in the publication details, there are three elements. That is the place of publication, the publisher who published it, and the third element is the year of publication. So the place of publication is written first. How do you write? Because you have already, while entering the bibliography, you write the title and underline it and a full stop is there. And followed by that, adad nantra barodu publication details. Adralli first one is place and then a colon. ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಬರಿತೀರಿ, ಒಂದು ಕಾಲನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೇಸನ್ನು ಹಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಿ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್, ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವರ್ಡಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಕಾಲನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ನ. ಸೊ ಯು ಸಿ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷಿಂಗ್ ಹೌಸ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷಿಂಗ್ ಹೌಸ್, ಯಾರು ಅದನ್ನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನುವ ಮಾಹಿತಿ. ದ ಇಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್, ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಬರೆದು ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಲುಕ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್. ಇದನ್ನು ಯಾಕೆ ಬರಿತೇವೆ? It is important that when you write something, your readers may want to go through your sources. They may wish to do further study ಅಥವಾ further research. In that case, they need references and they need to search the books you referred. That's why you need to give them it in a standard format, easy format by through which they can search. Right? That's the thing. And come to the next point here. The first line of every entry, each entry should align with the left margin. First line always align with the left margin. Of course, when you are writing in exam, ನೀವು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಲೆಫ್ಟಿಂದನೇ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟೈಪಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಸೊ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಅಲೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್, because 3 alignments are possible: left alignment, and then middle alignment, and right alignment are possible. So you have to make it left aligned. ಆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಲೆಫ್ಟಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಅಲೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಆಲ್ ಸಬ್ಸಿಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಎಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಇಂಡೆಂಟೆಡ್ 5 space ಆರ್ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಡೆಂಟ್. ಅದರ ನಂತರ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ವೆನ್ ಯು ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್, ಮೊದಲನೇ ಬುಕ್, ಒಂದು ಬುಕ್ಕಿನ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನಿಗೆ ರನ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಟೇಕ್ ½ an inch ಇಂಡೆಂಟ್, ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಡೆಂಟ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಡ್ ಪೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಇಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದೆನ್ ಮಿಡ್ಲ್ ಇಂಡೆಂಟ್, ಮಿಡ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದು ಹ್ಯಾಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಡೆಂಟ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೂವ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ½ inch ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ, ಸೊ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎ ½ inch ಇಂಡೆಂಟ್. Hope we have explained the theoretical part. We will go to the examples. You see here in one more example. Look at this. This is how you get the question in the sense, you see, rearrange the following details in a bibliographic format, right? Bibliographic format nalli baribeku. So year of publication is given here in the beginning, 1936. Title of the book, Gone with the Wind. Place of publication, New York, and author Margaret Mitchell, and then publication, the Macmillan Company is given here. See, all the 5 details needn't be given in the same order. Sometimes they may give you author in the beginning, sometimes publication in the beginning. It varies from question to question. See, when the details are given like this, first step is to locate the author. You see the author here in the 4th point, Margaret Mitchell. So when you write down it in the bibliographic format, it should be reversed. I mean, two names should be reversed. First name should come second, and last name comes in the beginning. So Mitchell I begin with, so therefore Margaret Mitchell as Mitchell, Margaret. Mitchell, Margaret. Then a full stop. So what do you observe here? Mitchell is the last name brought in the beginning, and a comma is put. Then Margaret is the second name. So then full stop is made. In case if Margaret is continued by some other middle name ittu, Margaret M. Mitchell is there. What do you do? Mitchell, Margaret M. That you have to do. So then the title, see the Gone with the Wind is the title. You can see the title here, right? Can you see the title? So underline is made here. So remember, this underlining is for your exam purpose. When you're writing a soft copy of assignment or wherever you use practically outside, other than the examination, but other than handwriting, you use italicize for this. Italicize font is there. Then full stop is placed after the title of the book. Then we have place New York. Please observe the capitalization. I told you punctuation is important. Even in this last slide, you can see colon is there here, comma is there here after the publishing house, full stop is there here at the end of the sentence after year. These are important punctuations. See here also, New York, N cap. Y is also cap in the word New York. That should be written as it is. Then the Macmillan Company is there here. Then you have year 1936, right? That's how you can see colon follows the place. Colon anna navilli hakideve, then the company, then comma, then year, and full stop. All the 5 elements are rearranged here. Also observe here that ½ an inch indent is used for the second line. Okay, then rule. So you can infer from this. With this example, you can infer a rule here. What is the rule? Rule eno. See, author, last name, comma, first name and full stop. ಆಥರನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀತೀರಿ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ನೇಮ್ ಕಾಮ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೇಮ್ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಫಾಲೋಡ್ ಬೈ ಎ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್, ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪನ್ನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಿ. ಫಾಲೋಡ್ ಬೈ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಬರೆಯುವ ಮೆಥಡ್. ಸೊ ಆಥರ್ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್, ದೆನ್ ಟೈಟಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್, ಟೈಟಲನ್ನು ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್. ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಕೋಲನ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್, ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಬರಿತೀರಿ colon and a space, little space, one space in your keypad, for example. Publisher, publisher ಅನ್ನು ಬರೀತೀರಿ and a comma ಮತ್ತೊಂದು space. handwriting ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ naturally word to word ನ between two words you use some certain amount of space. ಹಾಗೆ so publisher, then comma, then year, then full stop. So we can draw the rule as L comma F period, T underline period, place PL colon, PU publication, comma, year, full stop. I think you can remember this formula or this keyword to write the bibliographic entries in the exam. Yeah, let's move on to next example. See the second example here. This is another example. Maybe you heard of George Orwell's Animal Farm, a famous allegory of communism actually. Animal Farm by George Orwell, Macmillan Press, 1983, New York. These are the entries available here. Here we don't have much trouble because even it doesn't even run into the second line. ಎರಡನೇ ಲೈನ್ ಕೂಡ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, right? See the thing then. Orwell, comma, George, reversing of the first name and second name and full stop is put at the end. First name, second name, comma is also followed. Then Animal Farm is the title, underlined and full stop is placed. Then the place of publication, New York, and a colon is placed and a space is made. And finally Macmillan Press is the right, publication, publisher, and year is mentioned, and there is a space here, right? And then year and a full stop is placed at the end. I hope it's clear that all these 5 entries are made like this. Question will come like these, right? Here title of the book is in the beginning, right? So anyhow, then if you go ahead for another rule, capitalization in titles, that is given. These things are given in the Association of English Teachers copy given to you, right? So I think you have got a PDF file circulated by your teachers. In that it is mentioned very clearly. See, the titles or subtitles follow the following rule. Capitalize the first word and last word as well as any other principal word. Principal in the sense content words, meaning words, the words which give the meaning, right? ಯಾವುದು ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತದೋ ಆ ಪದಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. What are these principal words or content words? In English you find 2 kinds of vocabulary. Functional words or structural words, and we have content words or principal words. So content words are the meaning giving words. For example, nouns, for example, you say table, that has a meaning. For example, verb, for example, I can take up the example take, right? Take is, it has its own meaning. Then adjectives, beautiful, that has a meaning. So there are words which are functional. I mean, they contribute to the function of the sentence. I mean, structure of the sentence. They are structural words like articles, a and the, prepositions like to, at, in, on, off, etc. Right? Then you have coordinating conjunctions. All conjunctions are structural words. Coordinating conjunctions here, and because they coordinate 2 sentences, right? And 2 nouns, 2 phrases, right? And because, it, both, either, or, neither, nor, etc. So ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಅಗೇನ್ ಇನ್ಫಿನಿಟಿವ್ಸ್, ಈ ನಾಲ್ಕನ್ನ, ರೈಟ್? Don't capitalize articles, prepositions, coordinating conjunctions, and to. See, we have one example here. Glimpses of world history is there here, right? So the book written by Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, right? So in Glimpses of World History, G is the first word, starts with capital, and it's also a content word. You can observe. Of is a structural word, not a principal word. So of. And world, W, that's a content word. History, H, capital, therefore because it is a content word is a content word, W capital. So likewise it is made, right? Then observe another thing, full stop is not placed after title. After title you needn't put the full stop here, right? So I mean, when you're writing heading or subheadings for your article, you needn't put the full stop after title. But when you're writing the bibliographic entry, this underline is followed by a period or full stop there. Then second example, I have Sapiens, then a subtitle is there here in this case. A brief history of humankind is the subtitle. Sapiens is written in a big font, whereas a brief history of humankind is written in a small font. That's a subtitle. But here you don't do that. Big font nalli Sapiens bardu, a brief history small baribeku antilla. Same font size for all, and a colon is used. Subtitle hege introduce ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, colon ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಿ, ಮುಂದೆ subtitle ಅನ್ನು ಬರೀತೀರಿ. ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ನೋಡಿ A ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ article, ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಕೈಂಡ್, ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪ್ರಿಪೊಸಿಷನ್ O ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್, and all other remaining content words are used with capital beginning. Another thing I would like to tell you, dear students, here that just we have about 150, maximum 150 functional words. They dominate the language to up to probably 50% of the language, right? All these a and the, to even auxiliary verbs, right? Auxiliary verbs like be forms, have forms, do forms, models, can, could, may, might, shall, should, must, ityadigalu, right? All these dominate about 50% of the language usage. That means, what does it mean? About 150 words are dominating words for about 50% of the language. In the sense, language learning, English learning is easy, because ardha bhaga ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಸ್ಟರಿ ಪಡೆದರೆ, if you gain the mastery of these structural words or functional words, then it's easy, right? Only thing is you can master your vocabulary, improvement of vocabulary ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬೇಕಾಗುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆ 150 ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ನ ಪಕ್ಕ ಕಲಿಯುವಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಎನಿಹಾ, ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ I would like to add another thing here. See, the order details as per MLA 8th edition. This is not necessary for your exam purpose, or this is just to add to your fund of knowledge. Here, author name is reversed and followed by full stop. The same is followed. Title of the book italicized, followed by a full stop. The same is followed. But observe, italicized when you are typing it. Handwriting case is not at all prescribed anywhere. Anyhow, then third case, publication detail. There, the place of publication is not mentioned. Do you know why? Because as we come to the MLA 8th edition, MLA 7th edition was published in 2009. When we come to the MLA 8th edition that came after 2016, we are already familiar with very many search engines, electronic sources where we can search the sources, right? So therefore the place isn't needed. If you have Oxford University Press as a publisher, you can type that in your Google and search the place of that automatically, right? Or even sometimes Oxford University Press, that is understood that this is there in London, ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳೋದು ರಿಡಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನದ್ದಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಮಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಈವನ್ ರಿಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ರಿಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ನಾಟ್ ನೆಸಸರಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ದೇ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ 8th edition. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷಿಂಗ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಫಾಲೋಡ್ ಬೈ ಎ ಕಾಮಾ, ಸೇಮ್, ಆಫನ್ ಅಬ್ರಿವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕಾಮನ್ ನೇಮ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 8th editionನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಬ್ರಿವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕಾಮನ್ ನೇಮ್ಸ್. ಆಕ್ಸ್ಫರ್ಡ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ನೇಮ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಕಾಮನ್ ನೇಮ್. UP is followed for that. There is no necessity of writing University Press in detail, full, right? In expanded form. Okay, the year of publication is same, right? Followed by a full stop. Then the other things again, left alignment and half an inch hanging indent for the second line is followed as it is. This is just for your further knowledge. You see another example here. I have brought the same example of Margaret Mitchell's Gone with the Wind here. So if it is as per MLA 8th edition, you can make it as Mitchell, Margaret, then full stop. Gone with the Wind is the title of the book. The Macmillan is the publisher. You don't even write the Macmillan press or publication, idin barilik kuda illa. And then year is written. The Macmillan anta ashte bare, even though is not necessary, but only Macmillan, and then year 1936. Very short. You can see there it was in 2 line. Here it is only 1 line. That's one thing. Remember, this format is not prescribed for your syllabus now, right? It is 7th edition format that we discussed earlier, right? Adanne follow ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. Then an article ಸೊ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ನ ನೀವು ಕೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ನ ಕೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್? ಸಿ ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೇಮ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಮಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಮಿಶೆಲ್. ಸೊ ಐ ರೋಟ್ ದ ಆಥರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್, the title of the article from the book antane just I gave the title of the article, right? So that is written with a double inverted comma. Title of the article anna double inverted comma dalli baritivi. For example, a poem, ಒಂದು ಪದ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಅದನ್ನು ಡಬಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಬ್ಲಿಯೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯೋದಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾಟ್ ಇಟಾಲಿಸೈಸ್ ಬಟ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಮಾ ಇಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯಿತು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟಾಲಿಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಗೆ. ದೆನ್ ಗಾನ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ವಿಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅದರ ಬುಕ್ಕು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆ ಬುಕ್ಕಿನ ಹೆಸರು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರದೆ. ದೆನ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಮಿಲನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷರ್, 1936 ಇಸ್ ದ ಇಯರ್. ಈ ಥರ ನಾವು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ದೀಸ್ 2 slides, ರೈಟ್? ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ that is you see order details, and the next slide here, the order details for MLA 8th edition is not necessary for your exam purpose. That is just to add to your fund of knowledge. Finally, we can see bibliography writing is the act of systematic listing of sources we refer to prepare a scholarly writing or any writing. Say for example your assignment or anything like that. Okay, then follow the following steps. Inversion of the author's first name and last name followed by a period, underlining the title followed by a period, and name of a place followed by a colon, then name of the publisher followed by a comma, and ending with the year followed by a period, right? Year ಅನ್ನು ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಬರೆದು ಒಂದು ಇಯರ್ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಇನ್ನು MLA 7th edition also adds one more thing. After writing the year and full stop, they also mention print, the word print and full stop. So print, because if it is a printed book that I referred, I can write it as print. If it is e-book, I mean web book, web sourced book, then it is written as web, right? That is the difference. Anyhow, not necessary to worry about this. You have to write only these 5 entries for your exam purpose. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video on further discussion on bibliography. Thank you.